Hi everyone, and once again welcome back to World of Slotcast, where I am going to present the new gantry system for starting lights and advertising streamers over the track. And just to begin with, I have designed this part here. This is compatible with the old pit wall section, so it can fit right in here. So if you'd like your starting lights to hang over from the start of the pit lane wall here, then it can hang over the track like this. This connects to the gantry system that is modular, so you can more or less create it like you want. There are a lot of options, including height, length, and so on. You can also get I have also designed a version where you just get this block, sort of like a concrete block where the gantry is mounted, so you do not need all of this stuff. This could be useful for creating an advertisement bridge that runs over the track and then ends on the other side and down into another one of these concrete blocks here. So you simply attach that piece down there, and how tall it's going to be, that completely depends on your preference. I've made a 10 centimeter piece, 5 centimeter and 2.5 centimeter, so you can more or less connect this as you want. We are just going for the height right now. I've made these pins, they fit into these holes up here on top, so you just push them down there. Use a clipper when you've attached it. Make sure that there is around 0.5 centimeter on top of it, so you can push it the other part down here and secure it that way. I will always add a bit of glue to this. This is kind of like a hobby project. This is not, you can just print it and everything's just finished and ready. You will have to do a bit of assembly. There are a couple of reasons for this decision. One of the reasons is that I really like working with the hobby aspect, and I could create some much more realistic parts this way. We have all of these nuts and bolts up here making it look like a real steel construction. So I think this is a great way of making this system, that you need to use these pins and that you can connect everything as you like them. I could have designed a set where it was more or less just print this, you get a light grid that looks exactly like this, but I like the option of making it modular. So now we have this. I've decided this is a perfect height for what I'm going to use it for, and we need to make the gantry run this way over the track. You have a couple of options, because you can run it all the way over the track and down into another gantry like this, sort of like secured, but you could also just run it so it runs sort of like an L here and stops over the track. We're going to do that because this track doesn't have that much room, the one I'm going to be using it for, but you could do the other option. First of all, we have this fancy little piece here. Notice the hole down here, and by the way, notice the hole here. That hole is for running wires, and I haven't glued anything in place here. You can run wires from this system all the way down into your track, down through the base, and connect it to some power, connect it to some controls, or whatever you're going to use it for. This gantry has two features. It features the possibility of adding starting lights. You connect that like that up there. Just leave that while we talk a bit about the starting lights. Designed this piece. This piece is made for LEDs, classic 5mm LEDs. There are holes down here. You might have to just use a small drill to get them a bit bigger, depending on the printer's calibration. When printing, you can push the LEDs in here. On the back side of the panel, I usually turn down all of these, push them down, and connect all of the negative pieces or legs of the LED with each other down here, and running a single wire from that, and then all of the positive legs I connect a resistor to, and then run a wire from them. And that wire will of course go all the way from this piece through that hole, down through the base here, and out under the track, so you can connect it to whatever software you like to control these LED starting lights. If you like that to do that, it's not compulsory. When you've attached these, there's a box. You can glue everything in place. It will stay there. And on the back side of this box, we have this connection. This is room for wires. It connects to this piece that also has room for wires that can run up here, connected like that. And you can even attach a second set of the starting lights if you like the starting lights on both sides of the gantry. So both the spectators from this angle and from the car angle can see the starting lights as they turn on. This piece connects to the gantry in a very easy way. We have this is a bottom piece for the gantry system, and this one can just slide into a couple of these holes. You can even decide where to add it, as there are several options of places you could add it. So if I decide to put it right here, I will add a bit of glue after that, and then I have this. The gantry itself connects like this, also requires a bit of glue, but everything fits in place. So just leave that down there. You can attach the starting lights in these. This also has the option, you can see these two hollow areas here. They are designed for running LED strips like this. So if you'd like to make this to a light bridge that can be used for analog tracks or tracks where you use photo transistors to detect the cars passing, this can be made into a light bridge. And there are room for running 2 LED bands, as I have experienced that a single LED band isn't always enough to create the light that's required to get positive signals from the transistors or photo transistors. So I would recommend using 2 LED bands if you're going for this system, this method of detecting cars passing. But anyways, we have this. You can attach starting lights everywhere you like. Actually, on one of these sets you can attach the LED strips, and then of course we have the cover plates up here. It goes in like this, and they will create room for advertisements. So there are also made some stop pieces that looks like this. So if you'd like, you can make sort of like an area for the advertisement banner that doesn't stretch all the way along the length of the entire gantry, but that's optional. That's the concept of this system. Everything's optional. So when we have everything up here, we will need to attach one of these, and now you can see this will start looking like it should. So the general idea is that you can just design or add as many of these elements as you'd like to get this all the way over, or just halfway over, or how long you want it to go. There are also included pieces that will fit and cover these without going all the way, and there's a lot of options in this. If you'd like to have advertisement banners, you can of course add the advertisement banners on both sides. Just getting this, finding the right place there. You can of course add advertisement banners on both sides, no problem, like that. So now we have a system with banners on both sides, and if this one was secured, we could create it as a light bridge with a starting light. And you can leave the top here so you can look at all of that nice gantry. It looks very realistic, but there is also a cover plate where you can cover this up, and of course you can print this in whatever color you like. So this will create a completely enclosed gantry up here, but you could also go for this look instead. So that was just a quick overview. I will assemble this now, and then I'll make a small video where I show all the features. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the product, and that you think it can use for something on your track. So happy racing everyone, and thank you for watching.